men's sabre and women's foil also had their final qualification by rankings. But today is a line in the sand in terms of Olympic qualification, because today is the end of the zonal qualification period. So each zone, Asia, Oceania, Africa, Europe and the Americas, have a special Olympic qualification competition where a number of fencers in each of the disciplines can qualify. So today is the line in the sand. Have a look at FIE.org tomorrow or afternoon, I would say, and you will see the names of those fencers that have qualified by zone.
And in terms of British news, a bit disappointing news, really.
Yeah, struggle really this weekend for the Brits over in Prague. Natalia Shepherd went out, very, very tight fight. One victory away from qualification. The same for James Honeybone in men's sabre. It was a bigger task for the other fencers, and they put on a good show. Mary Cohen in épée, Phil Marsh in men's épée, and Catherine Kemp in sabre. But unfortunately, no more British names to add to the list of the 4 that we've already got qualified through men's team foil.
A big disappointment, really, because getting that Olympic experience is so important, even if you're looking for 4 years' time for Tokyo.
Yeah, getting I mean, for the men's sabre team, it's who we talked about earlier on, who are in this rotation for Rio. The team is not on the program for this year's Olympic Games, but the men's sabre team we'll be seeing very shortly. Jonathan Webb and Will Deary, who are part of that British team, will be going to Rio a little bit later on this month.
So as we get things ready now for the British Championships women's foil competition, Hannah Briers, 28-year-old fencer from Truro, will take on Kathy Cook, also 28, from the Edinburgh Fencing Club. Hannah Briers lining up on the left-hand side of this Piste 1. Kathy Cook lining up on the right. Hannah Briers passage through to the final, beat Philippa Mullins in the quarters, Katie Beardmore in the semis. Catherine Cook came in against Chloe Dixon in the quarters, and Aisha Fihozi in the semi-finals. That match against Fihozi was really quite interesting because Fihozi very, very fast, and Catherine Cook able just to use her distance.
Absolutely bang on.
To keep her opponent at bay.
Yeah, spot on, Graham. It was distance and the control of the distance and the extra reach. Catherine Cook dominated that fight, and I think if she starts here well, she's got to be the favourite. But we were watching Hannah Briers in that semi-final against Kate Beardmore, and she is pumped up, and first hit to her on cue.
Well, very vocal, shall we say.
Yeah, she's up
Hannah
for it.
Briers, she is very pumped for this competition. And this match, I think, could be quite close. The first 2, I've got to say, they haven't really kind of set the world on fire in terms of excitement, because it's been so one-sided so far.
Yeah.
But we've got 6 titles to decide today. 6 individual titles. We'll be crowning 6 British champions. And it really does mean something to these fencers. It means a lot.
Oh, crikey. This is the national title at stake. It's a huge accolade. It's something that I never got on my CV, and I would have loved to have done. And Hannah is showing you right away how up for it she is. But you're right, this could be a tight one, but it's an interesting battle as well, because you've got this highly charged, passionate fencer in Hannah Briers. Cool, calm, composed Catherine Cook. So it's a battle of wills and a battle of personalities as well.
Well, aggression and pumped up fencing is winning the day so far. 3-0.
Well, you did ask for questions on the YouTube feed. I'm not quite sure these are the questions you were hoping for. Are you still doing Ski Sunday?
Well, not this season because it's spring.
No snow. You can't ski in that.
Yeah. No, my skiing is over for the season as Catherine Cook notches up her first point to make it 3-1 to the difference. This could get quite interesting now. No, skiing is finished for the season. I'm looking forward to going down to Rio for the Olympic test event. And if you're interested, you can log into the FIE commentary feed. And both me and Karen will be down in Rio next weekend for the competitions down there.
Yeah,
when do they start? They start on...
The prelims start on Thursday.
Yeah, so...
but we won't be covering the prelims for the Grand Prix. But we will be getting a chance to see the... very excited about this. I have to say, a bit of a fencing geek, I'm afraid, Graham. The new fencing layout at Carioca 3 in Baja. We get to see that Olympic venue.
Well, that's it. Level. Scores level. Catherine Cook able to come through, and it's getting interesting now.
Yeah, we thought it was going to be tight, and so far it's proven to be, but still pumped up, Briars.
So talking about Rio very quickly, what's the fencing venue like, and what have you heard?
I've seen a couple of pictures. If you have a little scout around Google or Facebook, if you're a fencer, I'm sure you've got lots of fencing fans. And a little bit of emotion there from Kathy Cook for the first time in this fight. There are some pictures of the venue, and it's looking like it's pretty much ready to go. Some of the facilities outside maybe need a little bit of tidying up, but it's actually inside the venue that I'm excited about seeing. Apparently they're doing a brand new layout of the piste. We've been used to these sort of four coloured piste with a centre podium piste at major competitions, and you've seen that yourself. At London 2012, a brilliant example, but they've thrown that one out the window, and they're doing a brand new... We don't know, it's all a secret, so looking forward to seeing that.
Of course, London 2012, the fencing was hosted in Excel, which is just literally about 3 miles down is it the A13?
Something like that, yeah.
You could swim to it from here if you so desired through the Royal Albert Dock. And it's a shame that the fencing wasn't part in Olympic Park, and I think all the sports that were out at Excel didn't quite have the same atmosphere, because I mean, don't want to do Excel down, but it is just a big shed.
It's a big warehouse.
It's
a
big warehouse. But once you got into the venue, it was a fantastic actual performance that was and stage that they built. I mean, I think they spent something like £100,000 just on the lighting itself.
And some more. It was quite a lot for the lighting rig. They're going to break here, and it's too tight between these two. Yeah, it was a huge amount of money on the lighting rig. I heard that fencing at London 2012 had more lights and more screens than any other sporting venue. Because, of course, you've got the screens for the referees. You don't see it so much here, but you have screens at each end of each piece. You have the screens for the referee. You have the screens up in the ceiling for the audience to have a look at, and then all those lights. Yeah, I agree with you. It was disappointing not to have the fencing on the Olympic Park at the Games, but as soon as you got inside the venue, it was very intimate. You were really close to the action wherever you were as a spectator.
Yeah, they certainly did a good job at London 2012, and I think that Rio will be good. I think that it will be a good atmosphere. And it's certainly a good time zone as well for anyone watching back in Europe. Anyway, very good time zone. So you for the later on matches, for the finals, you might have to stay up slightly later on into the evening, but be able to turn on the TV pretty much at any time during the day and watch sport.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm really looking forward to it. I think you're right. Rio is going to be an exciting games. Different atmosphere for sure. Party time, I think.
Well, not for us, because we will be knee-deep, head-deep in fencing all the way for the first 9 days.
Well, that's Blade picked up by Hannah Briars early. And Andrei Janacek gives it as right away, and Kathy is effectively counter-attacking into that. No real complaint from Kathy. Andrei, very fair and very consistent referee. Do you know what he does during the week?
Now, I think it's got something to do with llamas.
He's a llama farmer. Llama farmer during the week.
Well,
Fencing referee extraordinaire at the weekend.
we were just talking about South America, and now we're back to South America again,
Yeah.
aren't we?
To be fair, he does farm alpacas in Devon near me, Tiverton, actually.
Hannah Bryars has started the second period very much like she started the first, getting an early lead.
Yeah, no real change from Kathy Cook either. She's not looking to change her tactics early.
Very languid, relaxed fencer is Kathy Cook.
Great stuff from Bryars. Do you know what? I was quite a sort of passionate fencer, a bit shouty, some would say. A bit like Hannah. I'll tell you what, God, that's another great, well-timed attack. Kathy's been too one-dimensional. She's coming in at the same pace, and it's just easy for Bryars to pick her off. It does get a bit tiring when you get on through the competition. It does drain your energy a little bit. Another attack on preparation there. This time it failed. Referee had already called halt.
Yeah. So no point scored. Reset where they were. 10-4. Cook really needs to do something now. Maybe she should try one of those war cries.
Yeah, she showed a bit of passion earlier on. I think she's doing exactly what you said, though. She's doing something different. She is trying to push the fight to Bryars, but Bryars looking very comfortable in her warning zone.
So you would describe yourself as a shouty athlete.
I was. I was pumped up. I was passionate, Graham, passionate.
Mavis Thornton said, "What do you mean a bit shouty?"
Mavis is here again. Hello, Mavis. I'm back in the UK now, so I won't be as rude as I was when we were at the Cadet and Juniors last week. It's just too close for me to do that. Yeah, I was passionate, Mavis, passionate.
I've got to admit I was a bit shouty as well. I was very shouty.
On the piste.
On the piste and off it.
Nice attack there from Kathy Cook.
Brings it back to 11-5. I always thought that you'd have three. I could always see three types of athletes trying to get into the zone pre-competition. You get the shouty ones, shouty and punchy, pumped up, aggressive. And you get guys just trying to calm themselves down, just try and relax and come. Then you get the jokers. So I always trying to think, right, okay, there's three types of psychological way of getting yourself into that zone. As it goes to 13-5, and shouty is winning over calm and collected today.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, it's different strokes for different folks, isn't it? I mean, I don't think I would have been, not that I was exceptionally talented, but I don't think I would have been as good and got the results that I did if I wasn't as pumped up as I was and as passionate as I was.
Well, my brother once said about me, he said that my greatest strength was the ability to bring out aggression whenever it was needed. My greatest weakness was that sometimes aggression boiled over when it wasn't needed.
Yeah, quite.
14-5, aggression is winning the day.
Yeah.
And Hannah Bryars is just 1 point away from taking the British Championship crown.
Kathy's not been able to find a way through today. She fenced so well in that semi-final, promised so much, but Bryars has just been exceptional throughout.
And there we go. Hannah Bryars is the British champion in women's foil. Convincing 15-5 victory. Kathy Cook just could not find a way to deal with her. Great result. Brilliant result from the fencer from Truro in Cornwall. Now, Karen, we've had 3 of the 6. They've all been fairly one-sided affairs. What can we expect from the final 3?
Well, look, women's sabre's up next, and I hate to disappoint you, Graham, but there's a big favourite here in Caitlin Maxwell. She goes up against Sarah Jane Hampson.